All right, so we are beginning part 3 of Cosmetology Hair Coloring, Chapter 21 of Milady. So we're going to talk about lighteners. This is where we just left off. Why do you want to lighten the hair? So you can lighten prior to color application, and you would call that like pre-lightening, because maybe the hair is too dark to get the color they want, and you just need to lighten it first. And then you could apply the color over the lightened hair. So to lighten prior to a color application, to lighten to a desired shade, to lighten and brighten existing shade, lighten only certain parts of the hair. That would be like highlighting or balayage, and then lighten dark, natural, or color treated levels. So here's the decolorizing process. So this is it's kind of similar to the color levels, but it's a little bit different. You'll see that one isn't black. So one is dark red or brown. So if you have like a neutral hair color, let's say, you have to go through these number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of that to get to the higher level. So let's say you just have a normal level 5, medium brown hair color. If you lighten it by 1 level, you're going to get dark red or brown. If you lighten it by 2 levels, you'll get red brown. If you lighten it by 3 levels, you'll get red. And then by 4, red orange, 5 orange, 6 orange. So anyways, in order to get the hair to a nice pale yellow, you have to lighten most hair many levels, and you have to go through the reds and the oranges first to get to the pale yellow. So that's why many times when you're lightening hair, it's difficult to get it not to be orange. So these are this is the reason why, because it has to go through all of the reds, oranges, and yellows to get to a nice pale yellow, if that's the color that you're trying to achieve. So this is on page 685. So now we're going to talk about contributing pigment. Okay, so this is kind of what gets in the way when you are trying to get the color out. Let's see. Contributing pigment. Where is it? Okay. So on page 685, decolorizing the hair's natural melanin pigment allows the colorist to create the exact degree of contributing pigment needed for the final result. Contributing pigment is the varying degree of warmth exposed during the lightening process. First, the hair is decolorized to the appropriate level. Then the new color is applied to deposit the desired color. The natural pigment that remains in the hair contributes to the artificial color that is controlled. Final hair coloring result. So what that's saying is, let's go back to this. If somebody wants their hair, if somebody has dark hair and they want it to be a nice bright red, you don't need to get it all the way to a pale yellow first by decoloring it and then put on a dark red. All you're going to do is damage the hair, and hair that's porous won't even hold that nice red color in. So what you could do though is you're going to have to lift their color a little, maybe lift it up by 3 levels and get it to right there where it says number 3 red. And then, so you're going to decolor with, bleach or whatever you decide to use to lift the color, and get it to that red color. And then you're going to go on, after lifting the color, then you're going to put that nice red color on, because you get it to the level that you want it, to the tone that you want it, and then you can put the color on that's appropriate. So you don't need to get the hair super light sometimes. Now, if they want their hair platinum, then you do need to get it to a level 10 pale yellow, and then you'll put the violet on over it. So it just depends on how light they want it, but it's unnecessary to go as light as you can every time. So now we're going to talk about toners. All right, toners, when you are a hair colorist, are your best friend. So toners are applied to the lightest degree of contributing pigment. Never lift past pale yellow. Hair will become mushy, hair will lose its elasticity, it will be harsh and brittle when dry, and often suffers breakage to pale yellow and neutralizing the unwanted undertone with the toner. So yeah, if the hair is too porous because you bleached it out too much, you got it to this, beyond a pale yellow, it's almost white. The problem is it's not going to really be able to hold the toner in, and it's just going to show the ugly undertone of the toner. So if the toner has like a green undertone, the hair will actually look green if you damage it too much while you're pre-lightening. So be careful of that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually read you a little bit about toners. Toners are traditional semi-permanent or demi-permanent and even permanent hair color products that are used primarily on pre-lightened hair to achieve pale and delicate colors. Toners can also be used after dimensional hair color services. After a highlight service is completed using a lightener, you can tone the hair to create a softer shade of blonde. Once the lightener is rinsed, simply towel dry and apply the desired shade of toner over the pre-lightened hair. This will take up to 5 minutes for the result. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, so toners work fast. The toner that I always use is Shades. It's by Redken, Shades EQ. It works really fast. So the way that I use my toner is I wash let's say it's a highlight. I wash the highlight out. So I've used bleach in foils and a highlight, or, doing a balayage. You wash the bleach out, and then sometimes the color might be a little bit too yellow or too orange. So what I would do is towel dry the hair after it's been shampooed and the bleach is all out. It's been shampooed. You towel dry the hair, and then you just apply your toner there at the shampoo bowl and I just kind of, put it all over the hair and massage it into the hair so it's covering everything. And you just watch it. Sometimes I take it out after only 2 or 3 minutes, but you don't usually leave, for me, shades, I don't leave them in that long, because then sometimes you run the risk of getting the hair too dark, and then it erases all the work you've done to pre-lighten it. But anyway, that's how a toner works. Conduct an effective hair color consultation. So the consultation is super important. You're going to book 15 minutes of additional time, just in case the hair doesn't lighten or darken as fast as you want it to, because everyone's hair is different. Have the client fill out a client intake form. Conduct proper lighting. Look at the client directly. Don't look at them through the mirror. Recommend 2 options. So and be honest. Okay, so this is really, really important. So sometimes it's good to give the client options. You can tell them, you could do this, or if you want this look, you could do that. So giving them 2 or even 3 options is good. Don't give them too many because they'll get overwhelmed. But the most important thing is be honest. Don't make promises that you can't achieve. Don't tell the client that it can be that you can get this color in one sitting if you can't, because you don't want to ruin their hair. So if it's going to be something that to preserve the integrity of their hair or to keep their hair healthy, you want to be honest and say, this is going to be a multiple step procedure. So if, let's say they have hair that's colored black with artificial hair color and they want to be, platinum blonde, that's not going to happen in one day. They'll end up with 10 inches cut off their hair. It's better to just tell them the truth, tell them how many times it's going to take. You might even have to tell them that they're going to have to go through in between stages that aren't that cute, and be honest with the price. Don't sell yourself short if it's going to take, 5 hours. So being honest is good. And also it's better sometimes to be honest and just tell them no your hair can't handle that, or, just be honest about everything. You're going to want to gain approval from the client, meaning you want the client and you to agree on what color you're going to do and how you're going to go about it. And then start the hair color service. Educate the client regarding home care, products, and rebooking. So this is also really important. So using the right products, you don't want to spend all this time and effort, and the client spend all this money, and then they go home and they use some, less than par, or I'm going to say subpar shampoo and conditioner that just strips out the color, and it just takes away all the work that you just did. So make sure that they know that. Make sure that they understand that if they want their color to last longer, A, keep their hair healthy, and B, you're going to do that by using the right products, and tell them what the products are. And rebook them, because you can make twice as much money by having a client come in and pre-booking, because they'll forget for a few weeks and then they'll push it a little bit longer. But if they book every, whatever you tell them, every 6 weeks or whatever, to keep their color looking good, it's going to make their hair color always look good, which makes you look better. It's also going to make you a lot more money. Okay. Finish completing the client's hair color service record card. So even though you think that you're going to remember what you used on them, write it down, because you probably have a lot of clients, and this client might not come back for a while. Maybe they want to try someone else out, who knows, and they come back a year later. You're probably not going to remember what you used on them. And even if they do come back in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever, you want to make sure if they loved it, that you know what you did, and if they hate it, that you know what to change. Okay. So this is an example of what a hair color service record card has on it. There's a big picture of this on page 687. Okay. We're going to stop here.